Hi guys, it's favourites time again. If you can hear something, that is Milo upstairs playing in the bath very loudly. So that's all that is, just in case you were wondering, what is that noise in the background? That is what that is. Also, I'm cooking cupcakes right now. Actually, I'm cooking a cake, that's not true. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I can keep this a relatively short one and get finished before the buzzer goes. But we know that's probably not gonna happen, so if I disappear, that's why. So I have a bag full of favourites from this month, but as always, I have got some random favourites as well, and as has become the tradition recently, I'm going to actually kick off with those. I'm going to talk about my TV favourites. Music favourites hasn't been kind of one big standout. I've really kind of been eclectic this month, so I'm not going to say I've discovered this or I've discovered that or I'm really loving this. There's loads of things. But TV-wise, there are 4 standouts. Grimm. I mentioned Grimm last month, but I've now finished what's on Netflix. I think season 3 I finished. Absolutely love Grimm. If you are someone that likes kind of cop shows with a slight supernatural edge, I know that's kind of really specific, but if you like supernatural stuff but not like too crazy, it is supernatural, and I thought that it was going to be just not my kind of thing at all. But I really liked it because it had that kind of like detective show kind of edge. Really like it. Season 4 is on TV right now, but I've missed most of it, so I'm probably going to end up waiting for it on Netflix or buying it on iTunes. So that was a big standout this month. Grace and Frankie I discovered maybe a week ago and watched it all in 2 days. So good. It's on Netflix. It has, gosh, I can't remember the entire cast and I don't want to leave anyone out and play favourites, but an amazing older cast, and my husband is not a big fan of it. It's not going to be for everybody, but if you like Jane Fonda, and if you like kind of comedies about women of a certain age, you're gonna like that. It's so good, and I really hope they bring out a second season. I can't imagine that they won't, because I think it's going to be really popular, and it's got an all-star cast for a TV series as well, so fingers crossed you guys are all gonna love that. Once Upon a Time. Recently, whenever I've talked about kind of TV series and stuff, so many people have said, you've got to watch Once Upon a Time. I'm all up to date with that now. I'm waiting for the new series. The last series was probably one of the best. It kind of is one of those shows that it gets really good and then it's like several episodes of this is really boring. But the last season was really good. So fingers crossed they will keep that consistency going for the next season, because I really like that. Again, something that's kind of a little bit supernaturally, because it's all about well, Once Upon a Time, it's all about kind of fairy tale people, and I thought initially it was going to be all traditional like Cinderella and Snow White and stuff like that, but then last season they brought in Frozen, so it can just kind of be anything that might be a little bit make-believe can be brought into Once Upon a Time, which I really like. And then lastly, something I couldn't not mention because we have watched it pretty much every night all month, Modern Family. We already loved Modern Family and we watch it weekly as it comes on, but the box set has come on Sky in the last month, and we've just watched every single episode all over again, and we've just gone back to the beginning. So we've watched it a lot. We have now rewatched all of Modern Family in a month, which is probably excessive, but I love it. And again, something that I think would appeal to everyone. There are so many different family dynamics within the show that there is something that everyone can relate to, no matter where you are in your life. There is a character in there that I think you could think, yeah, that's me. Or I'm like that, or whatever. So Modern Family, if you haven't watched it already, they're all on Sky and I would highly recommend it. So that's TV. I have one other random favourite, and it's something that I discovered today. Not something I would normally talk about because it's such a recent thing, but when it's food, I feel like it's an either a yes, I love it, or I don't. And I've nearly eaten the entire tube of these. They are amazing. Pringle tortilla chips. These are the sour cream ones, because sour cream and chive is my favourite original Pringle flavour. These are even better. Absolutely amazing. I'm really hoping they're not kind of a summer limited edition thing, because I'm already addicted and we'll be going out tomorrow to buy more. Oh my word, these are incredible. So you have to try these. They do different flavours, but the sour cream was obviously the one I was going to buy because that's the one that I like from the original. But tortilla chips, they're making a comeback. I'm so glad. They are delicious. On to the beauty favourites. So, you know, skip ahead. For those of you, you could have skipped ahead those few minutes if you're not interested in the other stuff that I'm interested in. I think I might start just doing a TV favourites and then a beauty favourites separately, because I could talk about TV all day long. I don't even want to talk about Vampire Diaries, because to talk about it would be to spoil it for some of you, because I'm like completely up to date. Previously I was so behind I thought it was cool, but now I desperately want to talk about it, so I might just make a whole separate video with kind of TV/spoilers in it. so I can talk about up-to-date episodes of things. But if you would like to see that, let me know. So a lot of this stuff that I have in here is new. I have one thing that is not budget friendly. I'm going to keep that till last. And I'm mentioning it purely because I absolutely love it and I feel like some of you would be interested. But the rest of it should be low cost. Fingers crossed, won't aggravate anyone. One of the first things actually isn't available yet. I think it comes out next month, and it's the VirginMojito exfoliator from The Body Shop. This smells so good. They do various things in this scent. Oh my god. Oh, they do lots of things. They do, it's a body splash, which is a really unusual kind of concept of product. It literally is a body splash. It's like a plastic bottle and it splashes out of it. There's no squirter, there's nothing. So that's really strange. So there's that, and I also have a body butter. I don't know if they do other products, but they're the ones that I've got. The body butter and the body splash. I prefer the body butter, but either way, I feel like the scent on me afterwards, because it's so sweet and smells like a cocktail, it feels a little bit like I've gone to town and spilt an Alco Pop on myself. It feels sticky because of how it smells. I know it's probably psychosomatic, but I'm not a big fan of the things that you put on and leave on. Whereas this, in the shower, is so good. It's really invigorating and you get out and it's just a light scent. Whereas when I normally put the other things on, it's bedtime. And I think that's probably part of it. I don't want to smell like a mojito when I go to bed. Maybe you do. But the actual body scrub is amazing. And you can tell, I've hardly used any of it. I've only used it 2 or 3 times and you need the tiniest amount. So nice, but it's the smell really that totally impressed me. I have 3 products from that are bizarrely damp. It's kind of worrying me that something in here is leaked. Hopefully not, but this is a waterproof bag, so who cares? 3 products from the same hair series, and these were sent to me, you know, full disclosure and all that, but let's just get it out there. Most things that I'm going to show you / that I blog about probably were sent to me. It would probably be easier to tell you when I was not sent something than when I was sent something. However, if I was sent something, I'm under kind of any kind of obligation to feature it. They send me something to review on my blog. If it makes it onto a video, I either really like it or I really don't like it. That's generally kind of how it works. If someone has paid me to talk about it, or if I'm obliged to talk about it in any way, it will say ad at the top of this video, and that is how it works. But they have not, and so we can move on from that. They did send me these products, but I'm completely obsessed with them. They are the Oxygen Moisture for Fine Flat Hair shampoo, conditioner, and then this thing is amazing. The shampoo and conditioner were really, really nice. When they contacted me and asked me what kind of hair type and things I had, what could they send me, I said, although it's bleached and you would imagine damage needs kind of lots of moisture, I feel like it's really flat recently and I'm looking for things that volumize. And I really like those. They make my hair feel really, really clean and not kind of weighed down at all. And then this they sent me, and I know I've seen people talk about these things, and those of you that watch me for a long time will know if someone tells me how amazing something is, I almost don't want to buy it because everybody loves it. I assume that it's not that great and that I'm like the most suspicious consumer and viewer, and I think that's why I want to be so open about stuff, because when I see someone rave about something, I'm like, they've been paid to say that. I am the most suspicious person to watch YouTube videos, even though I know that I wouldn't do that. I'm suspicious of everyone that I watch. And so when I saw so many people talk about this, I was like, no, I don't believe it. That's all sponsored, I don't believe it. It really is that good. I know they sent me, you know, maybe you don't believe me either, but it really is. In fact, clean as my hair is and I don't want to mess it up, I'm going to show you how this works. This side of my hair, like this side is fine because obviously most of my hair is on this side. So it has a little bit of volume and body. This side just kind of flat. I have a hair appointment and I'm potentially going to go shorter again purely because I hate the side of my hair that's just flat. It's super annoying, and I have actually had it cut to the side so I can't just put it in the middle. I suppose I could, but it would look a bit weird. But this stuff, it's the least sticky. You definitely can feel it in your hair, but it's the least sticky and it feels the least kind of gross in your hair of any volumizing product that I've ever used, but it works in exactly the same way. So you put it in, you kind of rub it in almost till it's dry. And I had this in my hair the other day. I was so impressed the first time I used it. When I went out to meet my friend for drinks, I actually took it with me in my bag and was like, you have to try this, it's amazing. And it just kind of like volumizes your hair. Like my hair is super flat, and if you put lots of it in, then you can get super mega volume. I love anything that volumizes my hair, and this doesn't feel like, when I feel my hair now, it doesn't feel like sticky or anything. I would say that the next day it feels like it needs to be washed. It's not something I would use on a daily basis, but if I just wanted a little bit of oomph before I was going out, then that stuff is amazing. And I know that similar brands do really similar products with the same nozzle, so I don't know if basically they're all the same thing, but this one is from Dove. Next, I have my cleanser of choice at the moment, which is the Balance Me Cleanse and Smooth Face Balm. I think I've mentioned this one before. So nice. I'm not usually someone that kind of cares about cleanser because it washes off your makeup and that's that. But this is one of the only cleansers that has ever really wowed me. I really like the one from Superdrug, the Vitamin E one, and the Radiance one. Really, really simple. They don't sting your eyes, they get your makeup off. But this is kind of balmy. It kind of has that slight oiliness to it, and when you take it off, your skin just feels like plump and soft and smooth and amazing. So if you are looking to spend a little bit more on a cleanser and you like that kind of cleansing balm, this is really nice, and you don't need very much of it. This has lasted me ages. Have I got any other skincare things? I suppose this is. I mentioned this in my nail care video, which you didn't see that, I will link it below. It's the Peppermint Intensive Foot Rescue from The Body Shop. This is not something that I use for that. I use it as a cuticle balm or a cuticle cream, so I wanted to mention it for those of you that didn't catch that video because it is amazing and you need to try it. It's really nice as a foot cream as well, but it kind of has bizarre miracle properties when it comes to using it on your cuticles. It just softens everything. Absolutely amazing. If you haven't tried it already, you should. And because it's multi-purpose, if you don't feel like it works for you in one way, it probably works the other way. So it's kind of the chances are you're going to like it for some purpose. I also like it on my legs as well. Super soft after shaving. The perfume I've been using, I feel like maybe this is what leaked, because everything kind of smells, I don't know, it might have been the shampoo and conditioner because they've been in my bathroom, but anyway. Perfume I've been using is this Nicki Minaj Pink Friday. I've had this for a couple of years and I kind of bring it out intermittently during the spring, summer months. And I haven't used very much of it at all. I'm going to put on it now. I love that smell. It smells so nice. And I think it's something to do with the fact that I had the pink pastel hair recently and I just kind of thought, I'm going to put that on. And it smells so, so good. And it's not expensive at all. It is very, very sweet if that's not your kind of thing. But there's something kind of, it's got kind of a softer edge to it so that it is sweet, but it's not sickly. And it's a really, really nice summer scent. Well, we knew I wasn't going to succeed in getting out before the cake was ready, didn't we? So lastly, I have 3 makeup products, and these have been pretty consistent. One of them is relatively new, so I'll start with that one, and it's the Avon Ideal Luminous Blush in Peach. Again, this is something that's kind of inspired by my hair because it's almost the same colour, but it reminds me so much. It's not quite as corally, but it's got that kind of sheen. You can barely see it on my hand in the camera, but I mean I've got it on today, so you can tell that it does kind of build up to something, but it's very, very sheer to begin with, but it can build up to quite a bold colour. It's not going to take very much blending, which, as you know, is a big thing for me. I am rubbish at blending. I will often end up with full-on stripes down my face, but I'd rather have stripes than have dull cheeks, and so that's why I put my blusher high on my cheeks these days. That and the fact that I feel like it's slimming. Slims my face, contours a little bit. But I really like this one purely because it matches my hair so well and it has kind of a sheen to it. It reminds me a lot of somewhere between my MAC Stereo Rose and NARS Orgasm, both of which have been recent, like major favourites, but I know I'm not allowed to talk about them. I'm not allowed, I'm just not allowed. So I thought I would show you one of the other things that I've been using a lot in the last few weeks that is really, really similar, but obviously a fraction of the price. Very, very nice. And I really like the Avon packaging. It's not for everyone, but I really like it. It's very sleek and Chanel-esque. The mascara that I have been consistently using for maybe even months now is a Lash Sensational from Maybelline. I know I've mentioned this one before. Just so, so good. And it gets better the drier it gets, but it was... I want to say it was good straight away, but when I recommended it, someone said when they first used it, it was really smudgy on their eyes. And do you know what? I think it was. I feel like when I first used it, I wasn't as wowed by it as I am now, but maybe a week later, because I can barely remember disliking it. So I think even with that, I still really, really loved it. It gives me the best lashes, and I have a lot of mascaras that I like. I still really like the Bourjois one, but this one just, it lengthens, it separates, it volumizes, it is everything for my stubby, tiny, rubbish eyelashes. Love this. And the last product, the product I'm going to get in trouble for, is Estee Lauder Double Wear Light. I have to recommend this because those of you who do actually check the info bar in my videos will know that for the last, I don't know how long, this has been pretty much the only foundation I've worn. It's just the best thing. I used to be like a big hater of high-end foundations because I thought that you could get what you wanted from the drugstore. I thought it was mainly shade. You know, if you couldn't get a particularly dark or particularly light, or just your match for wherever you are in the spectrum, I thought it was mainly a colour thing as to why you should spend more on foundation, or you felt like you should because you couldn't quite get the colour that you wanted from the drugstore selection, which is fair enough because there isn't always the best colour selection. But I thought that the formulas that were available, if you had, you know, a colour that you could find, you just didn't need to spend that kind of money. I thought it was just excessive and a luxury that wasn't necessary, but I am wrong. I didn't used to completely be in love with this. I thought it was too heavy. I used to completely be in love with my Revlon Colour Stay. Those of you that have watched me for a while will know that was my absolute favourite foundation for years. I remember my friend buying the original one of this, like the full double wear. And I was so cross with her because I said the Colour Stay is going to be just as good. People used to forever be telling me how great my foundation looked at the end of the night at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, buy this, it's so good, you don't need to spend a lot of money. But Colour Stay changed. It just changed, man. It was a really, really upsetting day. They changed it completely. It's nothing like it used to be. And it just kind of smears around my face. It doesn't stay like it used to at all. And that was the reason that I started using this, and when I started using this I now am completely spoiled, and unless I'm looking for something very, very basic, just kind of like a real tinted moisturizer-y situation, then this is what I wear. And you can wear a really light layer. You could even put a moisturizer in with it if you wanted to, but it's not a major coverage if you don't want it to be. It's more long-lasting and oil control. That for me is why I use it, because my skin is oily, and so even if it's not the actual oil, it's the fact that the oil breaks down the foundation. And for some reason, the older I get, the oilier I'm becoming. I'm sure it's supposed to be the other way around. I'm told that that's good because drier skin ages quicker or shows age quicker. So I'm happy to be oily, but that has come to the conclusion that this is my favourite foundation. And I had to mention it because I just love it so much and I use it all the time. So if you are in the market for something slightly more expensive, the colour that I have is Intensity 1.0. Someone told me recently they do a 0.5. So when I repurchase this, because this is like on the outs right now, when I repurchase this I may have to get that one because I think probably this is a little bit dark for me in the winter time. But yeah, sorry, I'm really sorry it's not a budget product, but I love it so much. I just do, I'm sorry. I hope this has been useful for those of you that were looking for new products or just wanted to know what I was enjoying this month, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!